What's good, family? We up in here. Hope all is well with the fam. We're gonna be chopping up today. Let a few guys come in the room. Usually I have my little setup, but I want to kind of be outside, get you guys into the nature of things. We got a pretty good discussion today, man, about this Tory Lanez situation. Now, I too much don't keep up with too much of the news in the States unless it's major news, and I would consider this to be somewhat of a topic concerning especially black men. We all know that the judicial system has not been favorable to us. What up, Jesse Shorts? What's good? We in here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I just want to give my perspective on this Tory Lanez situation because I woke up to this news and I wasn't really surprised, because when you're a black man, you already, I mean, a lot of times we don't really know what to expect in concerns of we were involved with the judicial system in the West. Yeah, Gerard. What up, Gerard? Been a minute, man. We gotta do another interview. So I looked into it. What's going on? Salute, Malik. I looked into it, and I saw, some of the facts that were presented in the case, as far as the, Tory's fingerprints not being on the magazine of the gun, his DNA not being on the weapon, and possibly, I guess the girl's name was Kelsey. She actually had the gunpowder residue on her hand more so than Tory. So it looked like it was a cat fight over Tory, basically. I guess Meg found out, maybe went through somebody's phone and saw that her friend was messing with the guy that she was, messing with, got mad, and her friend basically shot her in the foot. Maybe as a warning shot to get back. Maybe she making got some hands. Girls from Texas, from the South be cocky as hell. Megan's like 6 foot or something like that. And she probably shot at the ground to kind of give her pretty much a warning shot, possibly ricocheted to hit her in the foot. That's what it looks like it happened. But because Tory was involved and the girls got I guess they got back together and got their lives straight, he's facing 20-some years in prison now. So this just goes to show you that it's very important for guys to have options. Not saying to commit crimes and then go overseas. I'm just saying in general, man, it's just another element to why you should get your passport and travel more. All right. Tory told him, I think it's one shot, bro. Intent is transferred. Maybe, a shot in the foot. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, it doesn't seem like Tory pulled the trigger. That's what I'm trying to say. It seemed like it was more so, a fight between friends. You know how you get upset. People will definitely get upset if they found out that their lover at the time is sleeping with basically their best friend. You know, uh, Things get angry, emotions, whether it be male or female. And from what all the evidence is pointing out, is that her friend pretty much shot her. And Tory was kind of in the middle of that. From what I can tell. Let me know in the comment section if I'm missing some of the facts. All right. And it looked like her friend pleaded the fifth to not incriminate herself, which is kind of funny style, in my opinion. That's real funny style. If she was just an innocent bystander and her friend was to get shot, why would she need to plead the fifth on that? I'm just coming from what I'm hearing now. Yeah, Ruhu Islam vlog say also there's a lesson to stay away from the scallywags. I mean, it is what it is, man. We got 57 in the room. Do me a favor, guys. Go ahead and hit that like button. We in here, man. We're going to chop it up for a minute. Currently, I'm here in Thailand, you know, on my way to the gym in a little moment. Just sitting by the pool, relaxing for a second, chopping up with the family. As a matter of fact, I think I might want to move over this side. It's a little bit more light over here. There we go. A little bit more light. That's much better, much better. All right. Okay, here we go. Marvelous content said this is an example of why men need to be careful with the women a man choose to deal with. Yeah, most definitely, man. Most definitely. You know what though? When those emotions run high and you get caught up in that, I guess, you know, that's kind of like some young shit to a certain degree. You know, you messing with a girl's friend. I mean, you know, it happens. That doesn't necessarily is not limited to just, you know, hood chicks or scallywags, as you call them. That can happen in any situation. What up, Illinois? What's good, bro? Yeah, we just in here chopping up, man. You know, I woke up to the news. I was a little shocked, but not surprised, if that makes any sense. I was shocked, but not surprised. He that lied down with dogs shall rise up with fleas. Leave those low-value chicks alone. Shout out to my dude Eric Powell with the 5 super chat, man. I really appreciate that, bro. Good looking out. Let me see, can I put that on the screen? I don't know if I can put that on the screen on the mobile. Yes, I can't. But shout out to Eric Powell. Appreciate that, my bro. All right, Tory was messing with Kylie Jenner and Megan didn't like that, so she had to let her. Okay, maybe it's more of a backstory. Feelings and got the best of her, causing an argument with Tory. Tory should have dealt with Kylie Jenner. Shaking my head. All right. Shout out to Yeah Man in Thailand. Shout out to you, bro. No, I'm not in Bangkok. Not in Bangkok right now. Liquor, shout out to marvelous content. Liquor, guns, and the jealous lover don't mix. You're absolutely right, man. But I think this is more so on the judicial system, and it was a jury, so this wasn't just a call by the judge or anything like that. But the sentencing is going to be very interesting. On what I think he could be facing 20-something years. I don't think he's going to get that, of course, but it's just interesting, man. Like, wow. I mean, man, that is crazy. That is crazy that despite all the evidence that was presented, they still found that man guilty. If the tables would have been on the other foot, I think Megan would have probably got a probation or something like that. It just goes to show you the imbalance, you know, the imbalance within the court system. All right, so he says he's going to get 3 years of supervised probation. That's not bad. His lawyers filed for an appeal. Yeah, they did. They found him guilty. You know what? Sometimes they might just be trying to fleece him for more money too, bro. I mean, it's a system to get caught up in. Number one, when you're a celebrity, that's the main thing. They like to make examples out of celebrities. Number two, when you're a black man, they really like to put it to you, you know, even more so. And number three, they know you either have millions or have access to millions, and they want to get to that. They want to get them dollars, bro. It's all about money at the end of the day. Not fat. I'm just saying what happens when you have moneyed lawyers. I think, is that what you said? Moneyed lawyers? Shout out to my dude, Global Passport Crew. What's good, bro? I really was hoping Megan lost so she could go to jail for lying. Yeah. Don't you get in trouble for lying in court when you've been proven that you was lying in court? Aren't you under oath? I'm telling you, man, that, you know, we talk about how corrupt things are as far as the judicial system overseas. But America, man, America has its ways too. America definitely has its ways as well. All right, folks, we got 65 in the room. Make sure you hit that like button when you come on in the room. We in here. We're going to chop it up for a little minute today. Let me see. I got some more comments. Somebody say he should just appeal. He said he's a Canadian about to go to prison in California. So he has no politics. He has no idea about the prison politics in Cali. That's true. Shout out to my Canadian dudes, man. I be running to a lot of Canadian brothers. And guys from brothers from Europe, like Britain and France and everything. They definitely have a different vibe. I will say that they got a different vibe, man. They cool though. It just funny to me that um like our music and our culture in the States, or whatever you want to call it, subculture in the States, Black America, every time I run to, bros, like they're excited to see, other Black American, well, not other, but Black Americans. And they always ask me about like, hip hop and rap and the cities and all that good stuff. And I'm gonna be more interested in learning about them because we don't really know that much about, what goes on in, Great Britain and London and the UK and Canada and everything. You know, before I started traveling, to be honest with you, man, I mean, I knew there was Black people over there, of course, but I never really ran into them. So when I started traveling, I just had a lot of questions like, man, how is it for Black people in Canada, bro? Or how is it for Black people in the UK? Like, let me know. All right, yeah, this was a high-profile case. No word was going to appear to be weak on a man that appeared to shoot a woman. The optics aren't good. Let me read that one more time again, Eric Powell. He says, this was a high-profile case. No way were they going to appear to be weak on a man that appeared to shoot a woman. The optics aren't good. You have a very valid point. Shout out to Rob Corleone. That's a good YouTube name. He says, if you lie under oath, that's perjury. For whatever reason, Kelsey was granted immunity, which was odd. Yeah, there's a lot of little odd things about this case, man. I think we be missing some of the fact that all these people in this case are popular and they're millionaires. Everybody's a millionaire besides, of course, the personal assistant possibly. But with record labels backing him, billion-dollar record labels backing these guys, I'm telling you, man, that court system is a beast trying to fleece you out that money. They know, okay, oh, this is a celebrity, oh, this is an R&B star, oh, this is one of the #1 rap stars. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to figure out a way to fleece some money from these guys. When I see all these guys in the States, these men of value, these wealthy guys, going through it, really more so, not really, I'm not going to say they're not committing crimes. The whole Me Too movement, I can't really speak on that. We're limited in what we can say really on social media at this point. But when I see these guys going through it for basically things that were somewhat normal back in the day, like in the 90s, early 2000s, when people were dating, hooking up, going to clubs, going to bars, both parties getting intoxicated, having a good time. You're dating multiple women, especially if you got money, you got status, you got celebrity. you know Now things are totally different. You got to sign contracts and NDAs and all types of stuff now just to go on a date if you got any type of work in America at this point. And I see all this and I'm like, damn, bro, you don't have to go through none of this crazy shit overseas in any country outside the West, in my opinion, bro. You just can't run to the police station and make baseless claims on somebody and the police, jump up and go through this whole process of believing her with no evidence or going. I think Andrew Tate mentioned out there in Romania, if a woman runs to the police and say she was taken advantage of 20 years ago, the police would say, well, why didn't you do it 20 years ago? Why didn't you contact us and file a case 20 years ago? Why don't you file charges 20 years ago? Why are you just not filing charges? It seems to me that, man, we underestimate the fact that it benefits certain people within this system, all right, to target certain celebrities and certain men of value, people of value for money, basically. It's like a shakedown. Somebody says, if all travel to Thailand, when? Mm, Thailand is dope. Thailand is dope, but I feel like I'm on an extended vacation. I don't really feel like I live here per se. I don't really feel like I live here per se, man. I feel like I'm on an extended vacation here. When I was in Colombia, I pretty much felt like I was kind of home. Maybe because it's closer. It's only like 4 or 5 hours. You can get to Barranquilla from Florida, from Miami in like 3 or 4 hours or something like that. And the culture is different, but it's still similar because, of course, being American, you grow up around, Latinos, Latin culture. You got, Latino homeboys. You dated Latinos probably back in the day in school and college and everything. So it's similar. Excuse me. Excuse me. Here, it's much different. It's much different. Let's see. I got a little dry cough. It's a little cool out here now. The weather done changed. We got 102 in the room. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button. But to answer your question, man, Thailand is very relaxing. It's very dope. I like Southeast Asia in general. I enjoy living out here. It's very different. I've never ever lived in a safe environment before. So coming out here, being able to walk around 3, 4 in the morning, go to the grocery store, be able to move around without a weapon. In Atlanta, everybody got a weapon. Have a gun or something nearby. Things pop off. I'm gonna tell you about an incident that happened to me a couple days ago. I was at the gym, right? Getting my workout on. I had just got there, and I was on pretty much my first routine, my first set. It's this lower bench press, basically. So you lay down, and it's not up here. It's kind of like down here, and you try to target the lower, your chest area right here. So I had just sat down, family. I had just sat down, right? And this big ass bodybuilder. I thought he was Russian at first, but it turns out he's from Lithuania. He comes over. He's like, "Hey, man, are you done?" And I'm like, "No, I just sit down. Give me 1 minute." Now, keep in mind, when you put that one up, when you say 1 minute in America, 1 minute might mean 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, But I did mention to him, I said, bro, I just literally got, it wasn't even, I didn't even do a set yet. I just literally put the weights on it and sat down. And I was, getting my phone ready, my music together. And he comes walking over. This guy's huge, by the way. This dude's probably like 6'2", steroid up, big dude, probably in his maybe late 30s or something like that. And I noticed when I told him, I said, all right, bro, give me 1 minute, because I know the gym is crowded. When the gym is crowded, I keep it quick. I'm not going to sit there and just be on the bench, especially if it's a weight bench. It's not that many, weight benches. I ain't going to be there all day, looking on my phone and all that. I know it's a little crowd. So, I noticed that when I tell him 1 minute, he kind of just stands right there. I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, you stand right there all you want. I'm going to do my set. So I work out. He's walking. He's kind of crowding me, circling around like a piranha or something. And I'm like, what the fuck wrong with this dude? I'm peeping it. I'm, keeping my eye on him. And, I basically finished, right? He comes over and he's like, hey, man, you finished now? And I'm like, yeah, I'm about to get up, man. Let me, I'm take the weights off and clean the bench and everything. And he was like, all right. And he just sits there like this. And I'm sitting here like, I'm like, what? He's like, you say you finished, get up. I'm like, bro, hold up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to get up. He's like, well, then get up. I'm like, hey, man, you need to calm your ass down. I'm about to get up, right? So I get up. And the only reason I really got up because if I'm interacting with another man and it might be a sense of aggression, I learned a long time ago to not sit down. I stopped the guy from getting jumped on in Colombia one time. The dude was talking, ish to him standing up, and he was talking shit back. And I kind of like got in the middle, and I told him afterwards, I say, bro, don't ever talk shit to a man when you sitting down. because they have a lot of leverage. You could be the most trained individual in the world, but you sit down in a rested position, he's up, he has the leverage to come down on you. And he gonna hit you with so many blows, you're not gonna be able to recover because you're gonna be trying to get up, you know. So I went ahead and got up. Big dude. I looked him straight in the eye and I'm like, bro, you need to, first of all, you need to relax. I told you, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm done. You know, I'm about to, you know, take the weights off and everything. He's like, well, man, you're not taking it seriously. And we got into like a little back and forth a little bit. He was a big guy, but I don't give a damn about that, man. I really don't care about that shit, you know, because I know a person like me who grew up in a pretty rough environment, who grew up having to fight every single day. I know size really don't matter in a street fight. So anyway, not to say I'm a tough guy, I'm just putting that out there. I'm looking at him in the eye, I'm like, hey bro, you know, listen, check this out, bro. You know what I'm saying? I told you, give me a minute. He's like, yeah man, but you know, cause he on steroids or some shit. He's like, hey man, you know, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, bro, first of all, relax. You know, I think I said a few other little things to him. I'm like, all right, he just mouthing off, he just yapping. I'm like, all right, you done? All right, you know what I'm saying? Have a good day. I said something like that. And I walked off, he had said some bullshit. And you know, I continue working out. I ain't really thinking of a big deal because in America, we have incidents like this on the daily, right? So to us, you know, we get into it, we have road rage, we do all types of stuff in America. Like, I didn't realize until I started traveling how aggressive Americans really are. You feel me? Like, we are a combative people, you know, because we, you know, violence is in the soil in America. In the foundation of America is violence, right? It's blood in the sand in America on the very foundation. So for me, I shook it off like it wasn't a big deal. I just kept working out. So I noticed that I'm working out. I'm going to certain little machines. It's right beside the big guy, and he's like this. He's kind of like what is this guy gonna do to me? And I'm sitting here like, bro, relax, man. Like I really wasn't tripping. So I continue my workout, and I noticed, you know, I'm keeping my eye on them, but I know the thing about it is when you get into it, when you really get physical, getting physical is not this whole jaw jacking stuff. You know what I'm saying? If I was going to hit you, I would have hit you 2-3 words in. Like, I'm not going to sit there and just be talking and have a conversation with you, then walk away for 5 minutes and come hit you with it. Nah, I'm gonna throw down right there within 2.3 seconds of us even interacting. You know, I'm gonna catch you by surprise. I'm gonna hit you hard as fuck. You know, on the first punch. I'm always gonna I'm always gonna hit first. I'm never gonna sit there and be on the defensive, bro. You know, once again, like I say, I'm not a tough guy, but I grew up fighting. When I say I grew up fighting every single day in Southwest Atlanta in the 90s, you can ask my brother, you can ask anybody in my family. We grew up fighting every single day. So, you know, I'm done with my workout. I go outside and, you know, I'm relaxing. I'm waiting on my little ride. You know, I'm just chilling. Here he comes. You know, he sits down. He's like, hey, man, I'm sorry. I just want to apologize to you. I don't know what I was thinking. I shouldn't have came at you like that. And I'm like, I told him, I said, listen, man, you know, I ain't tripping, but I told you. You know, I told you that, you know, give me a minute. I told you I had just sat down. And I'm still calm and everything. And he's really apologetic. And I'm like, bro, you know what I'm saying? You got to relax, bro. He's like, yeah, but in my country, you know, this is a big deal. You know, we don't, you know, I didn't mean to disrespect you or anything like that. I'm really sorry. And I'm like, bro, listen, you know, at first I said, where you from? He says, oh, I'm from Lithuania. I said, what's your name? He said, my name is, you know, I ain't gonna say his name, but it's pretty much my name, similar to my name, you know, just a small difference. And he starts, he said, oh yeah, different name. He says, well, man, you know, I'm just maybe, you know, I don't know if he was on holiday. I didn't know, you know, what was going on. And I apologized. And I'm like, yeah, man, you know, and, you know, we shook hands and everything, and it was cool. I'm saying that all to say that as Americans, you know, I think that we come from such an aggressive culture, bro, that major incidents to them is a minor incident to us. Like, to me, I'm sitting here like, that's a normal day in America. You know, getting into it with somebody, whether it be, most times it's going to be road rage, where you get into it with somebody at work, where you get into it with somebody at the gym on the basketball court. You know, that's kind of what we do. And it can get violent, you know what I'm saying? But to us, that's normal. So that shows you that, like, wow, you really gotta change your environment. You really gotta travel and get that sense of peace to realize that, wait a minute, this ain't how life's supposed to go. You're not supposed to be going every single where with a pistol or a knife or some mace or something like that. You know, you got to really distress, and that's the thing about, I really want men in general from the West, but my primary focus is always going to be, brothers, man, because I'm like, bro, you need to come to countries like Thailand, to go to Cambodia, go to Vietnam, to Musa, get a relax, calm down for a month or two or a couple of weeks or so, get your reset on, then come back, then go back to America, and get back on your hustle, get back on your grind and everything like that, man. And that's going to add extra years to your life, I promise you. Somebody says, not knowing me, we should not celebrate, it's just not winning from us. So, listen, I agree with you. It might not be normal for you, but it's normal for me, bro. I don't know where you grew up at. I don't know what city. Maybe you grew up in the countryside or something like that where it's nice and peaceful. But in the metro areas in America, it's not that nice, bro. You know what I'm saying? In these major cities, it's not nice. It's not a nice environment. I'm not going to sit there and sugarcoat it for you. You can walk around with the Gumby, Forrest Gump look if you want to, thinking that everything is nice and sweet. Hey, do you? Yeah, bro. Okay, yeah. Okay, I see you. Somebody said, I'm not gonna say what Jim, but he said, yeah, roid up guys. No, yeah, I knew it was the roids, bro. I'm pretty much sure it was the roids. Somebody said, well, yeah. Listen, man, I'm not preaching that, just celebrate any form of violence. I hope that's not what I'm trying to come off. All I'm saying is Americans, bro, in general, bro, we can come off either as aggressive, not really realizing it, or when things happen, we might look at it like it's not super big. Because I really wasn't really. It was an agitation there, but I know how things quickly like take off. If you really want to take off, it happens fast. It's not like as soon as you start having a conversation, 9 times out of 10 it's over. Yeah, you got cases where dudes will walk off and then come back, and yeah, you got to watch for that and keep your eye on your person. But in most cases, bro, when it takes off just like that. It's not, guys who get physical or are used to getting physical. We all know that it happens in a flash. Like, it's no talking, it's no conversation, there's no going back and forth, there's no shoulder to shoulder going in a circle. That's all movie Hollywood stuff, bro. If the dude is really going to be at you, it's going to happen just that fast. It's going to happen fast and in a hurry, real quick. He said, I wasn't about you to celebrate. I was speaking general acceptance of violence you seen well put together. Violence is a part of, unfortunately, it's a part of the world, society. There's no monopoly on violence, bro. It happens all over the world. As a man, you got to be prepared for it. Especially as a black man, you definitely got to be prepared for it. But I say all that to say, man, in a nutshell, the system in America is very tainted. You feel me? Like, from what I saw, from what I read about the facts of this particular case, I don't think the guy should have been found guilty. Like I say, it was a jury trial. I don't know what they were presented behind closed doors. I don't know what benefit it was to deny certain evidence. Man, I guess he had some really good lawyers. I heard, they had the Rock Nation lawyers. Hey, man, it's politics at the end of the day. It might have been straight politics. You got some heavy hitters back in both parties. I don't think Tory's going to get any significant time. I know when people see the oh, he could be facing 22 years. I don't think the judge is gonna give that man 22 years, but the fact that your livelihood, your life, and all you work for is in the hands of somebody you don't know, who might be prejudiced, who might not even like you, you know, man, that's a difficult situation to be in. Okay, somebody said she didn't have any lawyers. This was the state of California versus Tory. Okay, okay. You know what? Somebody said that I'm just going by what the father said. The father mentioned Rock Nation. The father mentioned Rock Nation. Yeah, there was some reasonable doubt. There was some reasonable doubt, fam. There was some reasonable doubt. Somebody said the DA picked up the case. Okay, okay. Like I said, I'm just going by what the dad came out and said. Hey, man. Somebody said, why was Tory hanging out with, I guess, hood girls? I don't know, bro. That's on Tory. Bandana Tribes in the building. Mm-hmm. Somebody said, BMT, have you ever taken up meditation yet? Tyler is a great place to learn how to do it properly. That's a good idea, man. That's a good idea. It's relaxing being here in itself. Somebody said this is definitely a wake up call. Man, I mean, damn. We ain't had so many wake up calls. Ah, damn. This is, it's an everyday thing in the States. Somebody said this is another W for the passport bros. How is this a W for the passport bros? Man, initially, bro, when I got involved with the movement, because I didn't start the movement, I would never take credit. The pioneers, from what I know, uh, shout out to Charles Tyler, Al Greaves, the guys over there at the Black Man's Option. They were the ones that I was following first to motivate me to start traveling. So I would give a shout out and get a flowers, man. Rest in power to the brother Charles Tyler, and shout out to my dude Al Greaves. This movement has definitely grown. I never forget. I remember when I was going on these panels, bro, back in 2017, 2018. I was telling guys to get their passports. This is the dawn of the red pill, excuse me, the red pill, all this, I guess what they used to call it, the beta male revolution, all this stuff. I would go on these panels and I would tell them, I'm like, hey, bro, I just got from Brazil. It was dope out there. The women dope out there, man. Get y'all passports. I was called every type of name. I was called a coward. They talked about me. They talked about my family. They talked about all types of stuff they used to say, bro. And these same guys that were roasting me on these panels are now passport bros. You know what I'm saying? Now they all in support. Now they making video after video about the passport bros and all that good stuff, right? And the thing is, I never wanted it to be this back and forth, and I know initially when I started my channel, we'll have our conversations, right, about the dating in America, but I never wanted to be this civil war, just going back and forth with the women. That's why I never do videos or reactions to the women that have an issue with guys traveling overseas. I remember when I first got the domain name at GoDaddy, bro, for Black Men Travels, on the phone with customer service. And she said, it was a sister, you can tell by the voice. He said, are you sure you want to name your website Black Men Travels? I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, okay. She's like, they do? And I was like, yeah, black men travel, learn different languages and everything like that. So that just goes to show you how much it's changed right now. So the movement has expanded, the movement has grown, but I just don't want the movement to misdirect people into thinking that it's just, every day, every video, she says it's about passport bros versus this, passport bros versus that. And I'm like, and it's all about these guys are doing this, these guys are doing that, these guys are going overseas, these guys are doing this. I'm like, bro, Are we missing the real valid points here? You know, is there a super misconception about what's really going on out here and so many benefits for you to travel the world outside of the narrative that they trying to keep putting it out there? You know, I'm seeing videos about colonization and taking advantage of poor women and all this stuff. And I get it, and I was kind of expecting it to a certain degree, but I don't want us to miss the points. Now I'm always going to keep that out there, bro. You know, I'm gonna do interviews with guys that own businesses overseas, that own properties overseas. Bro, you got whole expat communities, all right, in these countries. You got more Lebanese people in Brazil than Lebanon right now. You got entire expat communities, right? You got an expat community of Russians out here. You know what I'm saying? Whole expat communities, Chinese, Russians, everything, right? They have their little safe haven, you know? And for us to go through all the things that we've been through in America and have no place to say, you know what, I got a homeboy, or my brother stays out there in Thailand. It's a little expat community of, you know, African Americans out there in Thailand, or it's an expat community out there in the Philippines we can go to, we can build, it's cheap, you know, we can relax, we can stay there 3-4 months out of the year, then go back to America and everything like that. That was my whole point. All right, that was my whole initial thought of the benefits of being able to leave America for a while, relax, see opportunities, see you know, leverage your American dollar, eat a more healthy food, access to better health care, cheaper health care, right? That doesn't have an incentive to ruin you financially trying to make money off of you when certain things you can be cured naturally. You know, they still got seeds and the fruit out here, bro. You can eat healthy out here. You got more healthy options. The food is cheaper out here. These are stuff I'm talking about. But now it's like I keep seeing all these videos. I mean, just a plethora of more and more videos of people, you know, they said this about the passport bros. They said this about, and it's all coming at us. I mean, shots thrown at us, and most of the time, at least for me, I don't even return them because I'm like, bro, these people are mad because they can't either figure out how to travel, or, you know, they're afraid to travel. They can't afford to travel. You know, you calling passport dudes dusty and everything, like they're broke. They got to go back to work. I'm like, well, how we broke? We you know, we buying flights and we living overseas and stuff like that. You know, passport bros has many different categories, in my opinion. You got guys that travel for the weekend, you know, do their thing, enjoy themselves. You got guys that travel for a couple of weeks. I know guys, I got my homeboy, you know, he's a teacher, you know, every summer he's out. You feel me? You know, I be waiting on him because, you know, we have a ball. As a matter of fact, I initially started traveling, you know, with him, right? Because we was going to DR every other month. We in the DR. And then we went to Colombia, and I was like, yo, this it. You know what I'm saying? This is the place to be. Medellin, right? So, summertime or any holiday, he's out. He's out the matrix, you know. He's a passport bro. You got guys that, you know, maybe retired, they're passport bros. You got guys that expats, that, you know, IT guys. You know, I know guys who hit that road for 6-7 months, sometimes 3-4 months, because, you know, the money goes so further. And if them guys know how to move, they know where to stay, what areas to stay in. I know guys that hit the road, you know, then when it get cold or before the massive rush of the holidays, they back in Brazil, they back in Colombia. I know a lot of guys like that, actually, you know, driving trucks, ex-military guys. So you got different categories of passport bros. It's just not one thing, man. And then, like I say, every black guy is not necessarily a passport bro. Every guy that travels is necessarily a passport bro. You know, you got that part too. You got dudes that just want to do their own thing. Totally understandable, bro. So when you come at it, it's hard to just come at it because it's like saying all rap is bad. When you got conscious rappers like, you know, Common, like J. Cole, you know, you got different categories of it. It's the same thing with this movement. So the passport fella, LA, said, I don't think they're judged. I think they are being left behind. Possibly. We got 185 in the room, got 120 likes. Do me a favor, guys. We're chopping up for a minute. All right? Hit that like button when you come on in. BMT, you right time to leave America. You are BMT, you right time to live America. Shout out to Antonio Williams. I think that's what you was trying to say. I guess I picked the right time to leave America. Shout out to my dude Alex. I'm in Bali right now. I was in Osaka, Bangkok, Chiang Mai, and Pattaya, and I feel so much healthier. Good point. Good point, man. Bro, I was on Beach Road yesterday, and I ran into a brother, and he was just sitting down like this. He was just like, and I'm like, peace, bruh, right? He was like, peace, bruh, peace. And I'm like, yeah, man, it's a mental thing too. So many, like I say, so many get caught up in the women. I mean, the women are an important factor, bro. I mean, let's keep it real. You know, a good woman in your life, man, can change the dynamics of your life if you pick the right one. If you pick the right woman, she could be a big asset to your life, and she can help you cement your legacy. Right? You pick the wrong one, you know, yeah, we all know what goes on when you pick the wrong one. That's the biggest decision that you will make in your life is the woman you decide to build with, right? And it benefits you as a man, excuse me, it benefits you as a man to choose the right woman by having many options, all right? Get out your neighborhood you grew up in. You know, you still trying to talk to girls. I know guys who still trying to talk to women they went to high school with or college with. Nothing really wrong with that. But I'm like, bro, don't you want something a little different? Like, why don't you learn a little Spanish and go down to Colombia for a couple of weeks, then come talk to me. See if you still want to talk to those same women that been running game around you since high school and college. You know, because your circle never really changed because you never really moved outside of the area that you grew up in. You know, it's a limited mindset to a certain degree. The biggest thing that a man can do, my biggest advice to especially my younger guys, is as soon as you have the opportunity to, get the hell away from your hometown, bro. I don't care if you're in LA, Atlanta, New York. I don't care if your hometown popping. I don't care if you got everything good going on. Unless you're making a serious amount of money there and you have to be there, move. Even if it's like an hour away, you know, whatever, however you got to do it, move, bro. Move. Get around from the circle that you grew up with, so you can see, because you are who you hang with, right? And for some reason, I don't know why it's like this, but some of the guys that you went to school with, high school with, college with, in certain cases, especially high school, they don't have your best interests at hand, bro. They don't want to see you come up. They don't want to see you do good and shit. Come on, bro. Remember, you know, you just Leroy from the block, you know? And another thing that's so dangerous for guys that don't get outside their neighborhoods, I remember, I'm going to give you a prime example. We got 190 in the room. Make sure you hit that like button and come on in. I'm going to get some super chats. When I was like 14, I had developed this little reputation, right? My little hood name, I guess, was Tank. You know, I had these, you know, broad shoulders. Even when I was like 10, 12, I was, you know, a little broad, little kid and stuff. Me and my brother were. And I would, you know, I was known, you know, to be able to hold my own, basically. Like I say, not a tough guy, but I love to get physical. You know, my names were Tank, you know, Incredible Hope, little things like that, because I was always just, you know, bum rushing and whatever it was, I was there for it. And I recognized that I was like, damn, I really don't want to be known for this, because every time it's a situation, they run to get me now. I don't want to have to jump and fight for stuff, you know, running to get me, you know. Hey, bro, they jumped on little Ray Ray right here, man. Come on, bro. I'm like, man, I don't even know little Ray Ray like that. And I got to fight for little Ray Ray or something like that. So even with my little brother, who probably watching this right now, he used to go and agitate people, right? He's like, you know, most of the fights I got into was because of my little brother, because he'll pop off, and he'll be like, I'm gonna run and get my big brother, you know, I'm gonna run and get him, you know. So he'll run and get me, and I got to fight this dude because my little brother agitated him and whatnot. You know how it is. So I remember, like, when I moved from that area, it was a sense of relief, because now I'm like, I can start over again, you know, because I moved from that side of town to another side of town, and I was like, damn, I ain't got to be the tough kid no more. I ain't got to be, you know, running into a fight and all that stuff no more. You know, they don't know me over here. I can start a brand new, and that's pretty much what I did. You know, wearing glasses now. You know, trying to talk to the girls now. I'm like, I can be another person, and that's what you can do when you travel, bro. You don't have to be the same guy you was in high school. You know what I'm saying? You was crazy Eddie in high school. Those people expect you to be crazy Eddie your whole entire life. That's all they know from you. But man, we are dynamic. You feel me? You grow up, you mature, and it's hard to mature when you're around the same circle you've been in your entire life. Because some of those cats do not mature. I know guys still right now in their 40s that sit there and play Madden all goddamn day, bro. Like we were still in high school playing Madden and MB2K, smoking weed all goddamn day. I'm like, damn, bro, you been doing this same shit since high school, bro. Like really? You still doing this? You know? I remember a dude, bro, that had the same exact job. The same job. It was like a light job. There's nothing wrong with it, bro, but he wasn't like he was elevating his job. You know, he was a helper on the side of the truck. I ran into him a couple of years ago, and I was like, damn, bro, like, I mean, shit, this is like a 18, 19, 20-year-old type of job, bro. You still doing this? Not to judge, but I'm just sitting here like, bro, you gotta switch it up. He's like, yeah, man, I know, man. I'm like, bro, you gotta switch it up, bro. You gotta switch it up. And the best thing to do, starting out, is to just move from your general area, bro. Move, go somewhere else, get your resources together, get your money right, and start traveling. All right, now let me catch you some of these super chats. I'm in here just talking up a storm. Let me see what we got. I got one from Ali Lewis. He says, is that supposed to be Aaron? Excuse me. He says, why don't you rent an Airbnb? Why didn't you rent out your Airbnb, your house in ATL instead of selling it for passive income? You know, I didn't want to be tied to the States, to be honest with you, bro. I did not want to be tied to the States in any type of way. If I'm going to do Airbnb, I want to do it in a tourist area, like Poblado or Copacabana, something like that. I'm going to be in a tourist area. Even and my spot wasn't downtown. It wasn't like a tourist area like that. And it would have been probably expensive. It might have worked seeing on it, but I wanted to break all ties with America, you know, in a sense where I might have to come back, or I was done, bro. I was good. I'm done. All right. But shout out to you for 5 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. All right, hold on. Let me see what we got here. Shout out to Passport Mastery TV with a $4.99 super chat, $5 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. Dope name, Passport Mastery TV. Dope name, bro. All right, we got 200 in the room. That's what's up. All right, hold on. Shout out to Palace Kingpin. I always thought Thailand was the best, but I think men who live there are selfish. If you have a family in Latin America, when you have a family when Latin America is only a few hours away from home. Let me read that one more time. I always thought Thailand was the best, but I think men who live there are selfish if you have family when Latin America is only a few hours away from home. I mean, that's your opinion, bro. That's your opinion, you know. I like living in Latin America too. I do like being a little closer to the States. What's that? All right, I think I caught all of them. Shout out to Raymond. Attorney says, I had to cut some friends off. They weren't bad or anything, but we weren't going the same direction. I'm telling you, that's true. I have plans. I need to put the right things around me. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, I don't care how brilliant you are. I don't care how brilliant you are, how talented you are. If your circle doesn't have the same vision as you, it's not in the right direction as you, and they might not be bad people, but they're going to sideline you. They're going to deter you by default, really. You have to change your circle, man. You have to change your circle. You know, and that goes for friends, that goes for family members, that goes from old exes. You know, everybody. You gotta switch it up, bro. You gotta switch it up. I'm telling you. You know, you gotta switch it up. Oh, years ago, my buddy wanted me to help him get his leather coat back from the back. Took the coat. I said, yeah, man, yeah, bro. The worst thing ever is to be like in a neighborhood, not the hood. It was just a neighborhood in general, and be known to be able to throw some hands. That'd be the worst thing ever, bro. Because bro, you don't feel like, bro, you don't feel like having to jump into a situation where you got nothing to do with it. You know, you sitting at the house, you chilling. I remember one time, I was at the crib, and I ain't gonna call him out, but a cat had hit me up basically. It was like, man, I think he had got into it in the parking lot with some dude over a female or something, and he's calling me and my cousin to basically like, yeah, we gonna come. He called his boy, I'm calling my boys. And I hit my cousin. I'm like, man, we in our 20s, bro. I'm like, bro, do we still do this? Like, this ain't college or high school no more, bro. Do we still rally up? You know what I'm saying? Like, Atlanta, it's gunplay in the ATL nowadays anyway. So I'm like, bro, we did go out there though, because it was our guy, and nothing ended up happening. But in situations like that something could have happened. You know, once again, you gotta change your circle, man. Because if you're in a new city, and nobody know you, it's a brand new you. You can be whoever you want to be, bro. You can be, yourself more so than having to be the same guy you was when you were 17, 18, 19. Man, things change, bro. Things change. All right, somebody said, you know what? That's a good question. The player, he said, what's the best career field, business, or job to have to get into traveling? That's a good question, because one of my guys just hit me not too long ago, and I ain't gonna put his information out there, but he was telling me that he was showing me that he had a job that he was going for, that was paying like, damn, high six figures too. It was good. It was a good amount of money. It was dealing in, I think, the crypto business, something like that. But most guys I run into out here are like cybersecurity guys. Like that's most of the guys. If they're not retired military or disability or something, everybody else is pretty much either cybersecurity, IT type guys, or other YouTubers. There's a lot of YouTubers out here too. I tell everybody, get a YouTube channel, bro, because YouTube is a powerful engine, and you can go into a niche market already. If you got a name out there, you have a little pool, you can start monetizing 5,000 subs, 10,000 subs. You start making money, man. YouTube, it pays. It does pay. Not only from the platform, but the influence you have. All right. If you're a salesman, you can sell a product on YouTube. They allow you to sell, third-party products, sponsorships, all types of stuff, man. I know guys that got 40,000 subscribers making a check from YouTube. Now, 40K don't seem like a lot, but because of his sponsorships, he's making it. All right. Okay, hold up. But King Oliver says, at 51, I can say my biggest mistake was returning to Chicago after leaving the Navy, but I will always believe traveling broadens the mind. At 51, I can say my biggest mistake was returning to Chicago. Okay, all right. With all the money being spent during the holidays, brother, spend some money on getting your passports. And if you have kids or not, pay it forward and help young bros get theirs. It's a good point. I'm in Thailand right now. I might be in the Philippines soon, though. Shout out to Wayne. He says cybersecurity pays well, but the big money people have years to experience. Hold on. Cybersecurity pays well, but the big money people have years of experience. Big paychecks and tech comes with having experience. Good point. Bro, let me tell you something. Before I interviewed, what's my guy name that used to work for Netflix? Not Eric. Man, I forgot. His name escapes me. But I had no idea that these tech companies were paying athlete money to some of their, they officers and everything. So you're right. Experience does matter. I mean, when you telling me some of the salaries at Netflix and what was the other one he worked for? I guess the guys in Silicon Valley, the tech companies, they were offering salaries like signing bonuses of the NFL, bro. I had no idea. And I'm not talking about CEO, CFO. I'm talking about dudes that mid-range guys in these companies are making millions of dollars. Had no idea. We get taught that the only way we can make millions is by, rapping, entertainment, music, illegal activities. That's what we get taught. Now a lot of that's changed now because of social media, because you can be an influencer and make millions of dollars. Things have changed now, but growing up, that's all we thought that we had. That's why so many, of us went to, try to do music, try to play ball. That's the only thing we knew. But now you know that, like, damn, bro, you can work for Instagram and make $500,000 a year. You can work for Netflix. My guy used to work for Netflix, man. He's actually the guy who put together what you see on your television. Now, I forgot his name. It'll come to me. But when you click on Netflix, that APK, that kit that you see, set up, he set that up. So he was making bank from Netflix, man. Bank. All right. I just getting off a little subject here, but we just flowing because we've been here about an hour. I'm about to head on out. He says, your opinion, Philippines versus Thailand in every category. I have not been to the Philippines. I can only tell you what I've heard about the Philippines. And I heard from a couple of guys that Thailand is a better choice. Let me just put it to you that way. Overall, Thailand gets the W. Even as much as I love Cambodia, I still would prefer to live in Thailand than Cambodia. Somebody said not millions, but high six figures. You got a lot of bonuses that can get you to that million too. I don't say passport boys. I don't really use that. I think that's some Tony Yayo Gio that does some passport boys. I'm careful on using that word boy like that. I don't want to consider us boys. Does passport bros include white brothers? Oh yeah, it do. Passport bros, yeah, white guys too, for sure. White guys, Latino guys, whatever. It's all inclusive. Hey man, I'm not telling you I'm gonna be back in Colombia, bro. I'm telling you guys that. You have 500 guys pulling up tomorrow in Colombia, bro. DJ Cadillac said, yeah, I was saying like high mid range. He was saying you have to be best of the best to get in those companies. A regular Joe can make 120K with a few certs and practice. You know what? You absolutely right. DJ Cadillac, you're right, because he was telling me about the hiring process of these companies, and this is not a normal hiring process, bro. It's not normal at all. It ain't just one, you go in and get an interview and you're done. I mean, they really do their due diligence in making sure that you're the right person for the job when it comes to these major tech companies. It's a whole different type of process. You got to really prove yourself to them, and it's a real deal probationary period too. So yeah, you're right. I used to do security for a headhunter company, and you know what a headhunter is? It's like those are the guys who pretty much recruit for big companies, CEOs, CFOs, COOs, high-level management, stuff like that. And I always remember, like, how, because one of my friends worked in the company. He used to play ball for Georgia Tech. He was the only black guy that worked there. And he used to always tell me, like, how desperate these companies were for these high-ranking officers and the salaries that they would pay out. He was like, bro, they would pay you millions of dollars to be a CFO or COO or something like that. Because if the board of directors of that corporation hires the wrong CEO, i.e. BlackBerry, stuff like that, you can take it, man. You can take a $1 billion company overnight with the wrong officer there. So yeah, you're absolutely right. They're very strict. Like the hiring process with them headhunter firms, they do their due diligence, man. They really work hard in selecting the right people for the interviews. You know what I'm saying? They really do. A lot of people don't even know what headhunters are, but it's a whole multi-million-dollar business behind it. Okay, we got a lot of IT guys. No. I wasn't here. I said I did security. Excuse me. This was when I was young. I might have been like what, 19, 20 or something like that, still in school. Yeah. Oh, that building that I was working in, bro, was actually like the job was kind of like a hookup job. You know, I got it from a guy I was cool with that had his own security firm. He was a former police officer, and in that building was the most wealthiest companies in Atlanta, hands down. The building was super. It was marble floors. It was. I mean, it was money on money. It was nothing but banks, real estate companies, and a headhunter firm, basically. You know, and the real estate company owned a whole bunch of apartment buildings. I mean, it was a real wealthy building off there off Mount Paran, I think Paran out there off 75 in Atlanta. I mean, even where the building was at, it wasn't like no regular building. It's like you go up this little hill, and it's a whole little community with stores, residents, all that. Because so these guys that had so much money, they would walk to work. They wouldn't even drive to work, bro. You know, they would walk to work because they had, you know, of course, the condo was right there, and then they had a little small shopping area and everything. This is how these people roll, bro. They insulated, you know, they insulate themselves from pretty much normal society, right? They don't have to go nowhere. They walk to work. The ones with the real money. Nobody with real money is gonna be sitting in traffic for an hour to get to work, bro. All right. So we've been at it for about an hour, man. I just want to come and chop it up with you guys for a minute, give you a couple of story times, man. Get your passports. That's my biggest suggestion out of this conversation. Get your passport, broaden your horizon, get from your home neighborhoods. And when you date in America, you date in the West in general, man, be careful. Because they can run to the police, bro. They can say what they want. They can say, you know, things that might not be as true as you can kind of see what the evidence points out at. And you can get banged up, bro. Sometimes it's better to have your fun overseas than in the States. Especially if you're a man of means. If you got something going on, you know, you still dating America, don't get me wrong. But just be careful and mindful of the system that, you know, is behind them, per se. All right? Peace.